The other assistant, well, first of all, let me introduce myself. Oh my goodness, this being, got it. Okay. Um, some of these families and students, of course, I've met you in person as well as through live lessons, coming in. But for the families that do not know me, I'm Dr. Ivy. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Lee Virtual. I should say very proud. Assistant principal here at Lee Virtual. And we also have Miss Berry with us. She is also, here she is waving at us. She is my colleague, the other assistant principal here with our K-12 school. We also have Miss Bailey. She is one of our phenomenal English teachers. Oh, and I see these great, I'm not going to try to squirrel. I'm looking at those T's in the background here. We have Miss Bailey, and we also have our phenomenal Mr. Metzner with us, also our technology guru, our specialist that knows everything with technology. And thank you, Mr. Metzner, for joining us this evening as well. Our principal, Miss McMillan, I am certain will be joining us as well very soon. I know that she had some other meetings, but she will also be joining us momentarily. So, like I said, if you can have cameras on, be fully engaged as we discuss our new program here at Lee Virtual School. It is the Cambridge AICE program. How many, if you can give me either a thumbs up, wave, something that you know something about Cambridge? Okay, there we go, Miss Bailey. I know Miss Bailey, Miss Barry, Mr. Metzner know a little bit as well, but this is new to Lee Virtual School. There are other high schools that are also piloting this for the first year. We are starting with our freshman class, our incoming ninth graders that will be able to earn an Cambridge AICE diploma by their senior year. So, and that I believe is the class of 2027. I believe. I'm getting all my years a little confused now as we go into these new cohorts. I am going to share my screen with you. I'm going to do my, I don't think I'm having any issues here. Let's see if I can get this up. There we go. There is my screen here. And get my slideshow. See if everybody can see that. Okay, so here are Cambridge Information Night this evening. I do have slotted for us an hour, but at the end there's going to be a time for any comments, any questions, but also please feel free if you need to set up an appointment with me to do an in-person session. I'll be more than happy to do that in our office, or please give me a call at the school and we can have this discussion also if you come up with some other questions after this evening. So here, and some of it might be cut off just a little bit. So
hi,
here,
Dr. Ivy. Can I just say hello?
Oh yes, I did. I introduced you. I told him that you
I'm so sorry.
coming in.
Hi, I'm Miss McMillan Barnes, principal. So excited that everyone is here. I'm so sorry I was just a tad bit late, but the authentication wasn't working for me for whatever reason. So thank you so much for being here. Dr. I and our teachers have such a great presentation for you tonight. We're very excited to be offering the Cambridge program at Lee Virtual School. So I'm going to turn it back to Dr. I and let her have the floor. Thank you, Dr. I, for giving me a moment.
No problem. Okay, so what is Cambridge AICE? And I'm going to do my very best not to read to you these slides, but it's very important, especially since I asked how many of you were familiar with Cambridge AICE. And I didn't see any hands go up, but I want to kind of go ahead and give you a brief overview. As I indicated, there are some high schools here in Lee County that they are also piloting this first year. So Cambridge is an international program. Okay, it's not just national, but it is international. It's actually from England. And this will give your student, your child, that diploma at the end of their senior year. This is a rigorous program, and I see that the families that received letters, received this invitation, this invite to come, meets the qualifications, those requirements. So congratulations to you students, as well as to the parents that have been those learning guides and provided your students every opportunity to increase that rigor. So in the three curriculum areas that we focus on with Cambridge is the math and the science, the language, and the humanities. So those are the focus, and we are offering it starting the fall this year. And it has a fantastic reputation. You can go on to the Cambridge AICE international site, receive some information as well. So you can hear testimonials even from individuals that are in college, that not only in Florida, but in other states and even other countries. So this is prepping you for that intensive, rigorous, challenging coursework that you would have in a university. So the ACE level credits are accepted in over 450 colleges, universities worldwide. I know for some of you, your incoming ninth graders, you may not even be thinking of college right now. You're focused on entering high school, your ninth grade year, but you do need to start planning for your next steps. Even if you decide not to go to college, this will prepare you for the real world out there in the career, where you are engaging with other individuals and having those communications on global topics. So about Cambridge International, and some of this is a little bit repetitive because it's important to hear it more than once, but this is offered over 10,000 schools, 160 countries. Nearly 1 million Cambridge learners are preparing for the future. And these qualifications set this global standard for that international education. So that is extremely important as we talk about experts in these fields. Our teachers, they have to go through rigorous extra prep and courses to be able to even teach students on these standards that are international. So it's rooted in that academic rigor, those reflections, and doing a lot of research that your teachers will also prepare you for. So why enroll in the ACE program? Now we have actually at Lee Virtual School, as I indicated earlier, we have already looked at your 8th grade scores. We've looked at your GPA. You also had a recommendation from your teachers, not only your English and math teacher, but all your teachers to be able to participate and to have classes in ACE. Typically, what would happen is that during the spring, you would enroll for an ACE program. We knew that you were with us or you were coming to us. So parents, students, we did that rigorous work looking at all your scores, and we have actually been able to enroll you in this program. So why ACE? So I have 6 reasons here, and this is based on my experiences. And I should have, when I introduced myself, I should have told you my background with the ACE program. So I've been working with ACE. I was at 2 local high schools here in Lee County that implemented the ACE program. And I saw it from the incoming 8th graders coming into 9th grade. And I worked with students starting from their freshman year all the way up through graduation, and having constantly communications with ACE coordinators, with those teachers, with trainers, and other people within the state, as well as other states and other countries. So I do have a background in it, and these are the 6 areas that students have said why they chose the ACE program, why it was so beneficial for them. The global perspective being the first thing. You are encouraged to look at everything worldwide, not just in your little bubble, what's going on in those live lessons or in your classes. or even here in Lee County, but you are looking at that awareness of what is going on in China, what's going on in England, what's going on in France. So different countries as well. Working with your teachers and other students, you would be looking at different problems, coming up with solutions, reflecting on that. And this is something that you wouldn't be doing your freshman year. It's something that you would start looking and thinking about 10th grade year, even 11th and 12th. We're looking at the individual student, what their interest is, and what they are able to handle as far as the rigor when it comes to this particular area. The college readiness. This is an opportunity, and parents, you will love this. This is an opportunity to earn that college credit, and it's tuition free. So the district pays for this. And when you complete that course, and there is an exam, there is a test that you would take after. And if you are successful and there is a high pass rate, students and parents, you would receive that college credit. So going on to further your college degree, you wouldn't have to take certain courses because you would have already taken it in high school. The scholarship opportunities. You'd be eligible for Bright Futures, Academic Scholars Award, and the Florida Medallion Scholars Tuition Award. So once again, that's a recognition, that is an honor, and parents, that is something that helps you out with tuition you wouldn't be paying for. The breadth and depth of learning, gaining those essential skills to think critically when you conduct that independent research and you're looking at different evaluating arguments, convincing others, being very persuasive, but where you'd be able to articulate those ideas verbally as well as written. The international recognition. This is something we have talked about colleges and universities that they value it, but there are also employers. So students, once again, you might not be thinking right now that you're going to have a job in the near future, but this is something that your bosses, as well as people that you'll be working with, it's very valuable that you are able to be able to talk to others, to articulate those thoughts and advocate for yourself, not be shy, but those are the skills that you would be learning by taking these courses. And then of course, the flexibility. Just alone with Lee Virtual School, you have that flexibility within your courses, your curriculum, because you are able to do it online. But we also have those teachers, administrators that would also assist you if you needed to come in and have that one-on-one conversation or even group work that we would be working on. And you'd be choosing those subjects and interests based on that curriculum and what you want to learn. So those are the top 6 reasons why students as well as teachers believe that the AICE program is essential and very important for students. The learner attributes. So what is a Cambridge learner? What sets you apart from the other students? This is because Cambridge designs their curriculum and those assessments based on these 5 attributes that they believe is the way that students need to develop certain life skills through their classes, through their education and those academic skills. Cambridge students are confident, working with information and ideas that are their own. You get to be, your voice is heard. Those opinions matter. We want to hear from you. Your teachers are gathering that information based on your feedback, and you're having lots of discussions. It's not one of those courses that you are sitting there and just doing paperwork after paperwork and submitting these assignments. Of course, there are assignments. That's part of school and education. That's how we know that you're learning and you're mastering those skills. But it's also a time for those ideas to be shared and you learn from others. Responsible for themselves. You're respectful, of course, to others. You're always reflecting as learners and developing. So always asking yourself, how did I do? How can I improve? How can I get better? Not only within yourselves, but with others as well. When I look at myself on a daily basis, I'm always, when I leave work, saying, that was a wonderful day. Why was it wonderful? Who did I work with? Who did I listen to? What did I gain and learn from my experiences? Innovative. Okay, so you're always looking for those future challenges. And of course, the engagement piece, not only intellectually, what you're thinking, but socially and how you're talking with others and making a difference. Now I'm going to start breaking down, and this is where it gets, I don't want to say a little tricky, but it is a lot of information. I am going to put this on, well, Mr. Metzner is going to help me. Mr. Metzner, our technology guru, he has done a fantastic job with our school website. And we do have a tab when you go onto our LVS website, you will see a tab that is just based on Cambridge and AICE that has this information that I'm sharing with you. But it also, I will see about getting this PowerPoint on there, these Google slides, so you can go back and look at it. Like I said, this is a 4-year program, so I'm just giving you this overview this evening with all this information, but we will break it down for you. So with Cambridge AICE, there is a total of 7 credits that you need to have to earn that diploma. Now, these are also requirements that you need to receive a high school diploma. Your English, your math, your science, social studies, and electives. Some of these credits, of course, the English, the math, the science, those are Cambridge classes. So the way I could probably best describe it is it's almost like having honors classes. When you were in middle school, advanced classes, it's just the names change. For instance, when you were in elementary, if you took any classes like art, music, those were called specials. And then in middle school, they start being called electives, exploratories. When you get to high school, there's also electives. So the language changes a little bit. So these are advanced honors courses, but because they're international and because of the challenge and the rigor, they're called AICE classes. So there are 4 groups. And then of course, like I said, you take this over a long period of time, 4 years. So the groups is the math and the science. You need to have at least 1 in that area. Then group 2, the language, at least 1 credit. You actually, to receive your Florida high school diploma, you need 4 math classes. You also need 3 science classes, but they're saying that at least 1 of them has to be an AICE course. Does that make sense? Group 2, the languages, of course, you're taking 4 years of English. Your English 1, 2, English 3, English 4. One of them needs to be an AICE English class. Group 3 is your arts and your humanities, at least 1 credit, and I'll break that down what that looks like. You need to have the core Cambridge, which is global perspectives. That's when you are working on a project that I had introduced as an international problem that you are researching, that you are working on, talking with your teacher, talking with others, and coming up with solutions and what you would do with that problem. So those are these 4 classes that you need, those 7 credits to receive that diploma. AICE diploma and the bright futures. Students earning their AICE diploma, it's based on those AICE exams. So you are in the class, just like you were in a civics class, but you needed to take the civics test. Just like you were in a math class and you had ELA and reading, and there are state assessments that you need to take and have a certain score or pass, either to move on to the next level or to move to a certain class that you may need and want. When you get to high school, you You need to also pass those exams so you can receive your Florida high school diploma, but also with the AICE diploma, there are some extra exams that you need to take as well. As I shared before, you need to take those exams based on those credits. And that's during your high school year, those 4 years. And then to receive those scholarships, there's 100 hours of community service, which I will share a little bit more down the road. That's nothing that you need to worry about right now with the community service. I'm just letting you know ahead of time that that is a component, and we offer lots of ways to receive that community service. I know we have students coming in, I believe next week, Mr. Metzner, when they start coming in to pick up their Chromebook. We have students that are assisting and helping with that to get some hours because they will be helping Mr. Metzner with students coming in and their families and helping that with that piece. I mentioned already the 7 Cambridge International courses. And like I said, I'm repeating some of this again, or at least letting you view it because it's so important, that repetition, to see it and hear it more than once so you're able to retain it. And this is those subject groups that you need to have: math and science, the languages, arts and humanities, and then that interdisciplinary subject, which is optional. The Cambridge exam credits, these college credits, as I indicated, you are in high school. Will officially be in high school on August 10th. So on August 10th, all you 8th graders will now be 9th graders. You've been promoted. So starting to think of the courses that you're going to be taking, planning it out. I know that the admin team, Ms. McMillan, Ms. Berry, and myself will be there on those first days that you'll be coming in person on August 10th and August 11th, and we'll be talking with all students, but you'll also have the opportunity to meet with us one-on-one as we plan for your courses and if you have any questions. With the colleges, and these are some examples here in the state of Florida, students that I've worked with have either gone to University of Florida, Florida State University, University of Miami, University of South Florida, as well as Central Florida. These are our large universities here within the state that honor, of course, the Cambridge AICE diploma, and you are able to advance with those colleges. This is just a sample curriculum. The classes, the AICE classes. Of course, your grade 9, you're not only taking one course. Some of you might like that, but you will actually have more courses. But in grade 9, the AICE class that you would be taking is the English general paper. And that's actually in group 4. Remember I said you need group 1, 2, 3, and 4. This would be the group 4. And then you would also have other classes, math, science, and so forth. This is the one that you would have in 9th grade. And this is what they also do in other Lee County schools. So what I am sharing with you, it's not only for Lee Virtual School, it's other high schools that have the AICE curriculum, that program. They start students in grade 9 with English general paper. Then when you move to grade 10, you either have marine science, you take that science class, which is group 1, or there is an environmental management that is also in group 1. Some students will take that in 11th grade or even 12th grade, which I'll share that in a minute. But those are the group 1, the science, and then the international history, that is group 3. So by your 10th grade year, you've already taken 1 in group 4, you've taken 1 in group 1, and then group 3. So then you'd only be missing, of course, group 2. And then the core required for diploma, everybody has to take global perspectives. Global perspectives, usually done in grade 10, but at times it's also done in grade 11. So here, some more options in grade 11. Marine science, if there was a student for whatever reason didn't take this class their 10th grade year, they could take it their 11th, or the environment management. English language, which is group 2, and then US history, group 3. As I said, this is an AICE course. Other students also take US history, they also take English language, they take a science, but it's not an AICE course. So with the AICE course, you need to have that GPA 3.0 or higher, and your level scores with your assessments, your Florida assessments, are 4s and 5s. In the global perspective, and then some possible electives that you could take in group 3 is media studies or psychology. Grade 12, some other opportunities here if you haven't taken them your 11th or your 10th grade year. And then we also have media studies and psychology as well. I added some testimonials here from students that I've worked with in the past as far as what they believe they've learned, the dedication, the perseverance, how they feel valued, the traits that they felt they prepared them. So when they did go into college, they had those experiences that they felt fostered a rich and inclusive campus community. Someone that went to Florida State, they felt like they were likely to succeed. They did well. They felt that percentage of the Cambridge students completed their bachelor's degree even before the 4 years because they had already received this credit and this information when they were in high school.
I would like to add one thing.
Yes.
So
Go ahead.
My son graduated with the AICE diploma from North Fort Myers High. And he qualified for 100% of Bright Futures because of his GPA. And because he was in the Cambridge AICE program and graduated with that diploma. So me firsthand as a parent, I see the benefits for your children. And those testimonials are accurate. He got into UF, he got into FSU, which is where he is now currently at FSU. And he got into every school he applied to.
That's excellent. So, speaking as a parent also, I have 2 children, and unfortunately, they're a little older than Miss McMillan's child. They didn't have ACE back then. I wish they did for many reasons. I think it would have made them stronger students. I thought they were, of course, fantastic students, but I think that rigorous curriculum would have definitely benefited them, not only in college, but even now. They're in their 30s, they work. And I think that from what I've seen and heard from students, how beneficial, I think that it really would have helped my 2 children, not students, but my 2 children. So on the financial aspect is very beneficial. The scholarships, once again, the way it prepares you with your language skills, as well as getting along with others and being able to advocate and communicate for yourself. Remember those attributes that I told you, as far as being confident, the responsibility, all of those pieces make you a better individual, a better person. Now with the contacts and resources, thank you again, Mr. Metzner. I can't say it enough. Everything that you have put onto our school website, not only about the Cambridge and the ACE, but all the other information about our orientations, about our first days, Chromebook distribution, all the academics, our contacts, all of those resources are on our school website. So please make sure that you are constantly reviewing that, because we are updating it on a daily basis. Our school counselor, Mr. Barnes, he couldn't join us this evening, but he is diligently every day Sometimes I think even on the weekends here, he is currently working on your schedules, making sure that you have the correct classes that you need for your ninth grade year. And he is also aware of the students that have been chosen. I will say that you are the chosen for this wonderful program that we are offering this year. And then our ACE coordinator is Miss Lavish. She will be a teacher that you have in 10th grade, but she is currently our ACE coordinator. And I have put her email here as well as her phone number that you will be able to contact her if you have any questions as well. So these are the contacts, communication, as well as resources for you. I'll just leave that up there a little bit longer if you're taking notes and want to get that information. And that is wrapping it up. I've done all the talking. If there's any questions or any comments that you want to unmute and ask me.
Hi, this is Erica Harp. I'm Thorin's mom.
Yes, hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I really wasn't sure how this is different than like the IB programs that they've had around here, and I just wasn't sure because I know Thorin has already started requested some 10th grade classes this next year. How does that work into this? Is there a problem with some of the he's taking world history and some of that this ninth grade year? Is that going to be an issue with this program, or is it something that he should change any of that? And he's taking psychology now, so I didn't know if that is going to be something that is a different kind of psychology class.
Yeah, okay, so who is he taking the psychology class with? Is he taking that through
the Florida, yeah, virtual.
Okay. So I would have to look at it a little closer, see where he's at with that. There's not a problem. Psychology, it's an elective, it is an option that he could take that, but there are other classes, other electives. I would say for him to continue what he's doing, and I'm very proud of him. So good job. You are ahead of the game. That's fantastic. But there are other classes that we would make sure in his schedule that they are scheduled with that course code as that component, so he can receive that ACE credit and receive that diploma. So these classes that he's taking will definitely count for graduation. Okay. It just is not going to give him the ACE diploma. He has to take those courses, the ACE classes.
So it's a particular class. It's not that there's just marine biology as an ACE class. It's a particular.
Right. It's an advanced course. So like I said, when he was in middle school, he might have taken advanced classes, honors classes. When we come to high school, they're advanced honors. They're just called something different.
Okay. Thank you.
And Dr. Can I just clarify one point?
Yes, absolutely.
Just to piggyback on the courses. So because Thorin is currently taking Psychology 1, which is a half credit course with Florida Virtual Flex, that will absolutely count towards his graduation requirements. So that's wonderful. And at this time, Lee Virtual, we are in our progression that allows us to offer ACE Gen paper. So as we go through the next couple of years, we will eventually bring on board the ACE Marine Science, the ACE Psychology. We'll slowly infuse those into our curriculum. And he could then take ACE Psychology, and it would also count towards the ACE diploma as well as the high school credit, because it's a much more substantially rigorous course than the one semester class that he's taking right now. So,
And thank you for saying that. I
Thank
did
you.
not mention that. I'm just thinking of pretty much right now, the here and now in that 9th grade, and then working it through. I know, as I mentioned, this can be overwhelming. I'm giving a lot of information right now because I want you to see that planning piece, where we're at right now and where we're going to be going. So you see the whole picture. Any other comments?
We had a question in the chat. Do we have to fill out a form to accept the Cambridge offer? And how is the schedule built after we accept Cambridge?
Very good question here. So some of you, we sent letters home with the information on there. Some of you have already spoken with myself or spoken with Mr. Barnes and requested, you wanted to make sure that you did get that English general paper and you've been put in that course. If you have not done so, you do need to call us, and I believe I've got at least 10 of you on here, and out of that 10, I want to say 6 of you have already contacted us and we have put you in that course. But if you haven't, please call the school and speak with Mr. Barnes so we can make sure that we add that to your schedule. Did that answer it in the chat? I didn't see whose question it was, but I want to make sure that I definitely answered it. Is there anything else in the chat?
Maybe go back to your prior slide, Dr. I, where you had his contact information.
Whoops.
Just so that everybody can see that, just in case they missed it.
Okay, I can't get back
If you
over
can,
there, but I've got it here.
Can you back it up?
Back. Okay, so Mr. Barnes, okay, his email is Rob, R-O-B, and then B for Barnes, so R-O-B-B at leeschools.net. And then his phone number, cut up here on my slide, but I know it's 939-686, and I'm missing the last number here, but this will also be on our school website. But I cut it off on my slide and I'm trying to get back, but I can't. I will. Did anybody write it down that's in our session right now? That can.
It's 7.
67?
Yes.
6. Thank you. 6867. You see how we work as a team? There we go. You're ready for Cambridge. 6867 is Mr. Barnes' phone number.
Thank you, Charity.
You're welcome. I actually do have a question though.
Okay.
With the AICE program, could you still take dual enrollment, or would that not? Does that not work that way? Sorry.
It does. Thank you for saying that. Yes, quite a few students when they start, because the dual enrollment, remember, dual means 2, so you're taking a high school class that counts as a college credit. You will be able to start taking those dual enrollment courses based on that criteria. So to take dual enrollment, you would need to take an ACT or SAT. That is the college level test. You would start taking that around the end of your 10th grade year, where you would do that to get those scores, and you would work with the school counselor so we can look at what dual enrollment courses are being offered at FSW, FGCU. There's some schools, and by the time you get there, who knows what those scores will be or how it will change. And then you also need to have a GPA of at least 3.0. And then we can get you involved with the dual enrollment. and quite a few students in their 11th grade and 12th grade year do begin to take those dual enrollment courses because they've already met those requirements for the AICE. They've met the group 1, the 2, the 3, and the group 4, that 1 credit, and been successful, and they want to continue on that college path, and they take dual enrollment.
Okay.
Excellent question.
Thank you. Thank you for answering.
Now, I have one more question about the English general paper course.
Yes.
Is that in addition to the 9th grade English, or is that?
It's an addition. So the AICE general paper is considered an elective. It's the introduction to Cambridge, to AICE.
Okay.
And then you would be taking your English 1 course.
Okay, so
You would
it's
have that
different.
elective, and then you would have your English, and then you would also have a math depending on where you're at. And that's when we look at a student's academic history and look at scores and see what is best for them and their success.
Okay. And I noticed in the beginning you listed several universities, but FGCU was not on that. They accept the Cambridge diploma too, correct?
Yes.
For college credit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's colleges and universities. I put the larger universities on there, but there are hundreds and hundreds of colleges that definitely accept this.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent questions. I'm happy to see the parents engaged as well. Sometimes the students will be asking a whole bunch of questions and the parents will just step back and let the child, of course, ask the questions, but I'm happy to see that we've got a nice mix of students as well as parents asking. Ms. McMillan or Ms. Berry, would you like to add anything else before?
Yes, excellent questions, and I'm super excited to be bringing this to Lee Virtual School, and I'm so excited that you want to be a part of it. It absolutely is really good for children and their future. So I'm super excited that we will be able to offer it this coming year, and then we're just going to build from there. You will be the first students to go through our program. So that's super exciting. So just look forward to many more conversations about Cambridge with your family and your students. So thank you for being here, and it's going to be a good thing for your child.
And I also want to thank once again, not only our administrators here, but Mr. Metzner, as well as Ms. Bailey, our teammates here at Lee Virtual School. All of you will be working very closely with Ms. Bailey. She is fantastic. She is one of our amazing English teachers. So I am certain, almost 100% certain that you will have her. If you don't have her your freshman year, you will have her. And some of you might have had her last year as well, or in the past, I should say.
And Dr. I want to jump in and just for a second and just let the families know that our offering of the AICE Gen paper is brand new for us. We have never offered this course before. It's not as if we've offered it and now it's a new version that's coming out. I want our families to provide us with feedback about this course as we go through the year. With so many courses that we offer, we've offered them for so long that we just get updates to them or maybe a new course version, but we've kind of like been there, done that. We know it, we know the flow, we know how to organize it, we know the pacing of it. But with this particular course, this AICE Gen paper, for those students, especially the 9th graders who take advantage of it, I really do look forward to their comments, their feedback about the rigor of the course, how that rigor compared to, say, English 1 honors, the pacing of the course, the load of the course, the amount of work that was expected in the course. Again, as a course in general, but in comparison to their other classes. And if they've been with us, like Thorin has, for example, for a number of years, just how prepared they felt for that AICE Gen paper as a ninth grader, having gone through virtual, especially if there's a few years behind them. So I am looking forward to the feedback from the students, because that then helps us as a staff to better prepare next year's students to be able to embrace the course and provide them with the supports as they move through the other classes too. Yeah.
We're always learning. We're lifelong learners. So even the adults,
Mhm.
you know, we're learning as well, and we're learning from all of you based on that feedback, that input that you provide us.
And even though some of these teachers taught these courses in the brick and mortar setting, it's going to look very different in our world.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're going to appreciate that feedback from the students as well.
Yes, that will be I was actually gonna say that, Miss Berry, our teachers have taught AICE Gen paper in brick and mortar. However, this will be their first time on a virtual platform. So they are excited about that, and they will be looking to their students to provide them feedback on the pacing, like Miss Berry said. So
So thank you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, if you have any questions, please give us a call. Stop by. We live at Lee Virtual, not at this moment, but I feel at times that we live there and we want to see you. So come and see us. If you're not able to, we will definitely see you when you come and get your Chromebook from Mr. Metzner, as well as the first days. We will see you on August 10th, as well as August 11th. We got 2 days in person together. So we're excited. Good night, everyone.
good night.
Good night. Thank you very much. Very informative.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.